Hey everybody, it's Fervor for Faith again. One of the most common assertions that's made within the confines of this conspirianity type of religion is that Freemasonry, the Freemasonic Lodge, was created by the Roman Catholic Church. As this particular branch of conspirianity, this theory that they present goes, the Vatican started Freemasonry as a way of uniting people under an ungodly occult religion. This Freemasonic umbrella religion would then eventually find its way back under Rome. It's very popular. You can read it in chick publications. They have a tract called Mama's Girls, where they talk about how Freemasonry is one of the daughters of the harlot or whatever. Um, and other people make this claim a lot.
Uh, I don't think so. You're dealing with some very satanic organizations there. I mean, internationally recognized, Mason. The Masons are directly subservient to the Jesuit order. So, pretty high level guy there. But there's a lot of religious people that are into the Masonic system. And of course, you get into that when you tap into that thing. You're not serving the Lord. You're going to be getting your orders from the Vatican, because the Vatican is the one they control the Masonic Lodge. They always have. And again, they'll lie about that to lower level people. They'll be, no, the Masons and the Catholics, we can't join each other. Just showed you there was a Catholic that was part of the Masonic Lodge. And the Masonic Lodge is subservient to the Knights of Columbus, and of course they're subservient to the Jesuit order. The Jesuits are the ultimate secret society.
But if we look at it logically, without the conspiracy colored glasses, if we take those off for a minute and we just look at it logically, and we look at the information that we have available to us, we see that this theory will fall apart rather quickly. And so that's what we're going to do today. Let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at the historical feud between Freemasonry and the Roman Catholic Church. They're not friends, really. There's no love lost between these two things, Freemasonry and the Vatican. There's no love lost between them. They don't really like each other that much, and they haven't for a very long time. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. The Roman Catholic Church instituted a ban on membership in Freemasonic organizations in 1738 by papal decree from Clement XII. This ban was reiterated several times throughout history. It was reiterated in 1751, 1821, 1825, 1829, 1832, 1846, 1849, 1864, 1865, 1869, 1873, and 1884. In 1917, the Roman Catholic Code of Canon Law stated explicitly that any Roman Catholic who joined a Freemasonic organization was automatically excommunicated. That ban lasted for many, many years until in 1965, following the Second Vatican Council, the infamous Vatican II, the Roman Catholic Church began seemingly reevaluating its stance on Freemasonry. There was an almost 20-year period of general confusion on what the Roman Catholic stance was on Freemasonry. There wasn't a whole lot of understanding with a lot of Roman Catholics. The language in some of what they wrote seemed to suggest that they were softening their stance on Freemasonry and that you were allowed to join these types of groups. For example, in this loophole period, there were Catholics that did in fact join the Masonic Lodge, and there were converts to Roman Catholicism during this time who were not asked to relinquish their affiliation with Freemasonic organizations. So again, a period of general confusion for Roman Catholics on what their stance was on Freemasonry. This period of confusion lasted until 1983, when a new code of canon law was introduced. Joseph Ratzinger, who was a cardinal at the time and he became Benedict XVI, he wrote the Declaration on Masonic Associations. And this declaration clarified the Vatican's official stance on Freemasonry. So we'll go ahead and let's read an excerpt from the Declaration on Masonic Associations, again written in 1983. Quote, "Therefore the Church's negative judgment in regard to Masonic association remains unchanged, since their principles have always been considered irreconcilable with the doctrine of the Church, and therefore membership in them remains forbidden. The faithful who enroll in Masonic associations are in a state of grave sin and may not receive Holy Communion." This declaration remains in effect for the Roman Catholic Church to this day. So we see that, in all honesty, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the Roman Catholic Church to have started Freemasonry, as for much of its history, it has repudiated Freemasonry whenever it possibly could. If the Roman Catholic Church did indeed create Freemasonry, as people like David W. Daniels, who I have respect for, Jack Chick, and all the people at Chick Publications claim, or if Freemasonry is in some way subservient to the Roman Catholic Church, as they state and as others state, like Brian Dunlinger and people like that. If that's true, why are Roman Catholics forbidden from membership in the Masonic Lodge? If the goal is to unite everyone under the Vatican, would it not help the cause for Roman Catholics to be added into the fold of Freemasonry? Wouldn't that help having some Roman Catholics involved in Freemasonry? Wouldn't that help them? Why can't a Roman Catholic be in right standing with the Vatican if he's a Freemason? It says that the faithful who enroll in Masonic associations are in a state of grave sin. So you're not in a right standing with the Vatican if you are a member of a Freemasonic organization. Why is that? If they created it, why aren't they in right standing with the Vatican? I thought the whole point of Freemasonry was to bring everyone back under the Vatican. That's what they say. That's how the conspiracy theory goes. Why aren't they in right standing? Why are Roman Catholic Freemasons forbidden from receiving the Eucharist, which is, in Roman Catholic doctrine, a necessary part of salvation? Why are they forbidden from taking the Eucharist if the Vatican created Freemasonry? Why would they do that? They're only doing what the Vatican tells them to do, right? I mean, why would they be forbidden from it? It's completely illogical. If this is what they actually believe you have to do in order to be saved, why would they prevent those people from doing so? They're being good, faithful followers of the Vatican, aren't they, by doing this? It's illogical, completely illogical. Here's another thing that we need to note that is important. The Knights of Columbus, which is basically the Roman Catholic version of Freemasonry. The Knights of Columbus were founded pretty much directly because of the papal ban on lodge membership. That's the whole reason that the Knights of Columbus were started. It's because the Roman Catholic Church banned membership in Freemasonic fraternal lodges. What would be the point of creating this supposedly super powerful secret society, the Knights of Columbus? Because they have a lot of people who claim that they're super powerful and all this stuff. Why would they be created? What would be the point of creating them if the other super powerful secret society that they compete with, the Freemasons, why would you create the Knights of Columbus if the Freemasons were already being run by the Vatican anyway? In this scenario, what would be the point? Now, we can scream until the cows come home about Hegelian dialectic and covering your tracks and Jesuit infiltration and all these different buzzwords. And, oh, my favorite, being a steam valve for the Catholics or being a steam valve for the Vatican. We can talk about that all day long. But at the end of the day, God gave us brains. God gave us brains to process information rationally and logically. It's a beautiful thing, what God has blessed us with, to be able to think about things, to process things, to reason things. The Bible says, "Come, let us reason together." So we have to really just sit down and truthfully engage topics like this to see whether the mental gymnastics that are required to believe this type of theory, to see whether they are accurate and whether they make sense. And truly, they are mental gymnastics. From simply a logical standpoint, there are far easier ways for the Vatican to try to run the world than by creating an organization and banning its adherents from joining it for over 250 years. So I'll end with this quote from the newspaper The Freemasons Chronicle. This was published on July 12, 1884. Now this quote alone shows that the repudiation for the other side went both ways. Not only did the Roman Catholic Church dislike the Masonic Lodge disliked the Roman Catholic Church. And so we're going to go ahead and let's read this. Again, it's from the Freemasons Chronicle, published July 12, 1884. It says, quote, "The two systems of Romanism and Freemasonry are not only incompatible, but they are radically opposed to each other." There's not much else you can say. From the mouths of Roman Catholics and Freemasons, from the Vatican and from the upper echelon of Freemason thought, both of them say they're incompatible. So why would we believe anything different than what we have from history? Than that the Roman Catholic Church did not create Freemasonry. Freemasonry is not subservient to the Vatican. It's a completely different thing. We can talk about the history of Freemasonry, but it's nothing. It has really nothing to do with the Vatican or anything like that.